Hi, I'm Liz and welcome to yoga. I put this little class together specifically with weavers in mind. I recently took up weaving as a hobby. You don't have to be a weaver to enjoy this one, but if you are, I think you might get a little extra something out of it. So for today's session, if you have it handy, a strap could be helpful. This could be a belt, it could be a long loop of yarn looped over a couple times. Whatever you have handy is great. And if you have nothing, that's fine too. You don't need anything, you can do it without. So we're going to begin standing. So grab your mat and let's get started. Begin by bringing the shoulders up towards the ears. Just bring them up as high as they go. Squish them up and let them drop slowly. Let's do that again. So inhale and exhale. Again, inhale as the shoulders come up. Just allow the hands to hang. Exhale, come down. The arms are relaxed here. Repeat. And one more time. Inhale. And release. We'll begin by rolling the shoulders alternately back, so the right and then the left. Arms and hands are just going along for the ride. Very relaxed, very casual. You can twist your torso around if you like, or keep it more rigid, whatever feels right for you right now. In fact, I should say everything in this yoga session is really if it feels right for you right now. You may want to push yourself and really challenge yourself, or you may want to take it a little easier, and that's okay. However it works for you today is great. Let's go the opposite direction, so bringing shoulders from back to front. All right. And allowing the shoulders just to relax now and drop down the spine, kind of staying on the back. Bend the feet, so come up on the balls of one foot. I'll turn sideways so you can see. And the other foot. And again. So we spend a lot of time sitting. You might have your feet on a lifted device or an angled device. It just sometimes feels nice to stretch them out. Once more. Good. And take the right foot and bring it back. Just press the tops of the toes down onto the mat. Just let them rest there. If you like, you can hold onto a wall or the couch or a chair for balance. Don't tip over. Everybody stay safe out there. But just allow the front of the foot to stretch out in the front of the ankle. And bring that foot in. Let's do the opposite foot. So we're just resting those toes, allowing the foot to flex the other direction. It's not about how far back you can stretch. It's literally just letting them rest there. Good, bring that back under. Take a slightly wider stance here. And lift one arm up and over to the side, reaching towards that side wall. Fingertips, feel them wiggle, alive. And then energy shooting at them towards that side wall. Braced gently with an arm here on the thigh. And inhale, exhale as you go to the opposite side. So connecting in with both feet into your yoga mat or into the ground. Let's take this opportunity to ground ourselves. Inhale, back to the first side. Allowing the sides of the ribs to open up just a little bit, getting some sideways motion there. Inhale, back to the second side. Feeling connected to the ground through that, it's my right foot, but it's the opposite direction that your hand is reaching towards. Good. Inhale, back up. Bring the feet underneath you. We're gonna take a foot. I'm gonna take my left foot and bring it behind me. And I'm having my weight on this front leg. A little bit of bend in the knee, just a tiny, tiny micro bend. And then this foot that's behind me is just there for balance. It's just there for balance. Reaching the left arm up and over towards the left side. Again, most of my weight is still on this standing leg. This gives us a really nice stretch all the way from the fingers to the wrist, down the outside of the arm, the side of the body, and the back, the side of the thigh of this back leg. Doesn't matter which direction you go, if you go left or right. You just want this arch. Again, weight is on the right side, on this front standing leg. If you like, you can bring your right arm up, grab onto the wrist, and just give a little extra pull. Gentle pull, just to extend the stretch a bit. And then release. Come back to center. We'll do the opposite side. So standing on my left leg here, I'm gonna bring the right one back for balance. Right arm comes up and over to the side. So we've got this curvy line here. Wrist, arm, shoulder, ribs, hip, and then coming out this back foot here. You can bring up the left arm, pull on the wrist ever so slightly. Nice big inhale and exhale. And come back to center. Take a wide stance again. Toes pointed out a little bit. Big inhale, reach up towards the ceiling. Take a moment and just stretch and kind of push your eyes up. Bring the palms together. And as you exhale, bend your knees and come into a upright squat. So hands in front of the heart. Back is long and tall. So if I were to go to the side, so you can see me from the side here, I'm really very much upright. I'm not leaning over. I'm pretty much upright. Pelvis is in a neutral position. Knees are pointing the same direction as the feet. If you need to make any adjustments, go ahead and do so. Sometimes our feet can go further out than our knees can. If that's the case, bring your toes back in so they're pointing the same direction as your knees. Goddess pose. And stand up out of it. I'm going to turn back around so I can see you. Well, I can't really see you, but you know. Inhale again. And exhale, sit back into goddess pose. See if you can go just a little bit deeper this time. Really engage the abs, engage the core here by bringing the belly button back towards the spine. That will help get your pelvis into the right position here, and it will really help with just strengthening the core and making this pose as beneficial as possible. Breathe into any tightness, breathe into any sensations that may feel warming, shall we say? Good, bring the hands down to the hips, straighten the legs, bring the toes in, send the heels out just a little bit. So now we're a little bit pigeon-toed. Hands on hips, stand up nice and tall, strong legs like you're slurping in, I don't know, mud from underneath you and your legs are straws and you're just pulling up all the energy. Hands on hips, standing tall, fold at the hips, flat back until you can't go any further. And then allow the hands to come down towards the floor, round the back and let the head hang. Keep the legs energized. Keep that sensation of upward energy in them, coming up to the hips. They're strong, they're engaged, muscles hugging the bone. Allow the tension to roll down your spine, out through the top of your head. Allow your head to be completely relaxed here, not looking anywhere in particular. Letting all the tension roll out of your back into the ground.
If your hands don't reach the floor, that's fine. You can place them on your shins or in your thighs. Good. Bring the hands back up to the hips. Straighten your back, so bring the head up, strong legs, and come all the way up back to a standing position. Very nice. All right, let's take a step to the top of the mat. Shake it out. And stepping back with the left foot just straight back, toes pointed forward here. We're going to come into a forward lunge. So hands come up. My hands are shoulder distance apart. Front knee is bent. Knee is over the ankle or behind it, but not in front of it, right? So just take a look down and see where your knee is at. My back foot, the heel is up. Chest lifted, heart lifted, relaxed face. My feet are parallel to one another like they're on skis. They're not lined up like I'm on a tightrope, if that makes sense. If you feel a little wobbly here, you can take your feet closer to the edges of the mat so you can widen your stance a little bit. It's up to you. Bring this right hip back. That's the hip for the front leg. Bring it back just a little bit in space as we want the hips both pointing forwards, like headlights pointing equally forward. And most people tend to go forward on that front foot. The hip goes forward. So think if you need to pull it back. And we're going to hold this warrior one. This is warrior one in yoga. If this is too challenging, you can bring this back foot in and just put the heel down. This is a nice modification. All right, and now everybody take a step forward, just a little step forward with this back leg so the heel can come down. Spin the toes about 45 degrees out. Bring the arms up to the side and reach out that front hand as if somebody's pulling you gently forward, leading you down a path, keeping the legs straight, energetically slurping up through the legs again. And once you've gone as far as you can go, just allow yourself to tip all the way, hands on the shin, left arm or back arm up, palm facing forward, or facing the same direction you're facing. I should say not forward, forward, but to your side, I guess. Same direction you're looking. Triangle pose. If your arms are too tired from weaving, it's fine, bring it down. It's up to you. And hold. Extend long through the spine. Really extend energy out through the top of the head in front of you. It would help lengthen the spine. And inhale, come back up. Take a step forward. And this time we're going to take that left leg, the same one that was back. We're going to pull it up forward, bring the knee in. If you need to reach out and hold onto something for balance, no worries, just go ahead and do that. And then bring the foot around behind you. Again, if you want to balance on something, on the couch, that's great. If you can't hold on to your foot here, you can just, however far up it goes, or if you have a chair or can rest it on a couch or something, or you have a strap handy, that's great. We are going to use the strap later, but maybe I'll demo it on the next one. So this is really, really nice to do after sitting for many hours. It helps stretch out the front of the hip here, the front of the top of the thigh. Great, go ahead and lower that. Shake it out for a moment if you like. And the right leg's going to come back into warrior one, arms up. Keep the hands in your peripheral vision a little bit, so they're not way high. You're not doing a crazy arch. This isn't the Olympics where we need to go way back. You want to keep the back safe and protected. So arms in front of your head, just a little bit. You can come down as far as you like here. The farther down you come, the more this back leg is going to bend. It just has to. It's the way we're built. Just find your warrior one that works for you. Bring the side ribs back. Belly button towards the spine. engaging the core. Again, if you need to modify, step that back foot in and place your heel on the mat. We'll hold here for a moment. Just take some nice cleansing breaths here. Warming up our bodies. Good, arms come down. Take a small step in, this back foot, and spin the toes out about 45 degrees. Again, energetically draw up the legs, almost like you can, sometimes you can see your kneecaps actually coming up your thighs a little bit as you do this. So really energetically drawing up and in, arms come out. Imagine somebody's gently pulling your front arm forwards as far as you can go, as far as you can go, as far as you can go, and then fold over. Hand on shin or on thigh, back arm up. One thing I request is please don't place your hand right on your knee. That's not the way we're designed to be supported. You could potentially get a knee injury. So above or below, either one, whichever one fits for you. Arm can be down by the side or on your side if you prefer. Again, keeping the energy going in the legs, extending the spine nice and long. And we'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On your next inhale, come up. Bring your arms down as you step forward. Shake it out if you like. And again, right leg comes up, hug the knee towards you, and then pull it around behind you. Again, if you want to hold on to something for balance, that is great, that is fine. If you want to use a strap, you can play with it. Just make a loop, step your foot through it, and you kind of want it down by your ankle, and then you can hold it like this. So if you want to catch that again and rewind and do it with both sides, you can, or next time around, or just pull your leg all the way to you. Release the leg, undo the strap if you've got it there, and shake it out. All right, inhale, arms sweep up. Reach towards the ceiling, reach towards the sky. Really extend yourself, become as long as possible. Fingertips to toes. Think about stretching your arms, your torso, fronts of your thighs, down the lower legs, all the way into the feet so that your feet are barely connected to the earth. Just you're almost like ready for liftoff, right? Energy going up and connected to your mat ever so lightly. Inhale and fold at the hips. Bring your hands to the mat. Take a step back with the left foot, step back with the right foot, and we're gonna press up into downward facing dog. So let's bend the knees deeply. Really allow yourself to bend at the hips where the legs meet the torso. Spine long, back long, ears along by the biceps. Fingertips spread wide, pressing into the knuckles, and press your hips away from your hands. Keep the knees bent so you can really focus on the length. And then let's pedal out the legs, bringing heels alternately towards the mat. They don't have to touch the mat. Whatever works for you. Bend the knees deeply once more. Gain that length in the spine, and then slowly straighten the legs. And when you reach the point of you feel like you're gonna lose that lovely forward fold in the hips, that's your cue to not straighten any more beyond that, because we can straighten further, but then our backs start to round. So some people can go all the way down. You may go down in time if you're not there right now. You can see where mine is right now. Good, go ahead and drop the knees to the mat slowly. And let's come on to all fours, tabletop position. So knees directly under the hips, feet straight out behind you, not out to the side, not touching each other, but actually straight out behind you. And wrists are directly under the shoulders, fingers still nice and wide. Good. Inhale, shine the heart forward, look ahead. Cow pose. Broad across the shoulders, across the collarbone, the fronts of the shoulders. And then on your next exhale, press back into cat. And we're gonna pause here for a moment, just exploring cat. So pressing in through the knuckles and the hands, pressing in even with the tops of the feet. That takes some of the pressure off the knees, although you could also put a towel under your knees if you like. And rounding the spine, so bringing the belly button up towards the navel, tucking your tailbone, letting the head hang, looking towards your feet or towards your knees. Good. On the next inhale, come forward into cow. So gazing forward, allow the back to arch the opposite direction. Shine the heart forward and exhale to cat. Press away from the mat. And inhale to cow, a little bend in the elbows, a little bit of softness there. And pressing back as you exhale to cat. Let's do several of these. Do them on your own time, to your own breath, whatever feels right for you. Inhaling on cow and exhaling on cat. Use your abs here. Press into all your contact points on the mat. Let's do one more set. Good. Come back into neutral, into all fours. We're going to walk the back foot out. The right foot goes out. Hips stay level to the mat. Lift that heel up off the floor. Press into the top of the foot with your left foot. Left hand walks out, lifts up. Imagine somebody's pulling forward on your hands and pulling you back on your foot. So you develop this lovely diagonal sensation through the midline. And bring it down. Take that left hand and take the back of your hand, place it on the mat in between your hands and your knees, and then slide it away from you, bringing your left shoulder towards the mat. It's a lovely, lovely stretch for the shoulders and the upper back. It's also very relaxing once you get down into it. So my left palm is face up. My right arm is, well, the hand is still where it was when we were doing all fours, but it's just wherever the arm naturally goes for you. Let the tension roll out of your body here. Tailbone up. And then press back into neutral, all fours. We're going to walk the left leg back, lift the heel up so it's parallel to the hips. Walk the right hand forward. And if you're ready here, bring the right arm up. Palm facing the midline. If you feel unbalanced here or things aren't quite right, you can absolutely do this with the hand down, either walked out in front or directly underneath. Or maybe you want to keep the foot down. Maybe you want to lift the hand up. It's up to you. These are variations, these are options. Do what works for you. Make this practice your own. There's no right or wrong in this. It's just where you're at today. And today may be different than tomorrow, it may be different than yesterday. Bring the knee down, bring the hand back down, bring it underneath. And now we're going to take the right hand, palm on the mat, slide it away from you, in between, kind of threading the needle as it were. Bring that right shoulder down onto the mat, tailbone sticking in the air. Pause here. Let the tension roll out of your back. Enjoy the twist. And press back up onto all fours. Good. Sit back on your heels. We're going to come into child's pose here, but instead of the hands out in front, which we get plenty of weaving, I'd like you to bring them back towards your feet, palms facing up, forehead on the mat, or if it doesn't fit, you take a block or a pillow or a book and rest your forehead on the block, or there, or if that's also not working, you can just take your fists and pop your head right on top of your stacked fists. I really like the one, if you can reach it, where your hands go back behind you. It allows the back just to round and release in the most lovely way. Excellent. And sit forward. Bring the feet around. Go ahead and grab your strap. Bring one foot in towards the thigh. Take your strap if you've got one, or a belt, and go ahead and loop it around this foot. We're going to flex the foot, sit up nice and tall, and then using our arms, our elbows, bringing our torso, bringing our ribs towards the thigh. So instead of rounding, it's kind of the inclination, just keeping the back straighter and stretching out this back calf is lovely. You may not need a strap, you might be able to reach. I kind of prefer it with the strap. It helps me stay more upright. Just take a couple breaths in here. Let them go. Unhook your strap. Let's do the other side. So left leg's going to come out, loop your strap around, right leg comes up. Go ahead and face that flexed foot, sit up nice and tall, and then pull yourself forward. Heart shining forward, shoulders natural, but maybe back a little bit. You know, don't be worried about it. If you want to make your strap really long, go ahead and do that. Just find the space that's right for you. We'll hold this for a moment. Just enjoy the stretch. Breathing into any tightness. You may feel it. Just relax a little bit the longer you stay here. In fact, this is great to do even when we're done with this session. If you hold stretch poses for 2 minutes, you'll actually gain quite a bit of flexibility. All right, let's go ahead and release that strap. Bring the feet towards one another, soles of the feet together. So there's modifications for this. You can sit on a cushion. If this is not working for you, you can sit up, but we'll get started on this one. Just to get a lean forward and actually press into your feet. Give yourself a tiny foot massage here. Bring circulation back into the feet. all the way along all 10 toes, the little toes and the big toes, the balls of the feet, the centers, all along the heels. Give yourself a little foot massage there. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, allow yourself to round. Here we're going to really allow the spine to round. Head comes towards the feet, arms relaxed. Slowly come back up. Bring the feet in, cross them, comfortable cross-legged position or whatever position works for you. Hands on knees, and allow the heart to shine forward, keeping the shoulders back, gazing straight ahead. This is almost like the cow pose that we're doing while seated. And then exhale, allow the spine to round. And once more, shining the heart forward, bringing the shoulders back, and round. Good, coming back to neutral. Bringing the feet out. We're going to lay back on the mat. Knees up, feet on the floor. Go ahead and grab onto the knees and bring them towards your chest. Roll back and forth, side to side, just a little bit if you like. Kind of give yourself a little back massage. Whatever feels good. Or you might just want to lie here still with your knees pulled tight. Release the knees. Allow your feet to come back into contact with the mat. Spread your arms out wide in a T, palms down or up. Could be either way. I kind of like them down. Drop the knees over to the right side. So keeping both shoulders on the floor. Look out over the left hand. Allow gravity to take the knees, just to completely relax. Your knees won't touch the floor. That's okay. That's not the purpose of this. The purpose is to get this stretch going all the way from the top of our vertebrae, all the way through our torso to our hips. So just let gravity do all the work. Just relax, enjoy it. On your next inhale, bring the knees up, drop them over to the left side, look out over the right hand. Again, both shoulders staying on the floor, knees drop however far they drop. Just allowing gravity to do all the work, so you're totally relaxed here. Relaxing the face, relaxing the eyes, relaxing the jaw. Allow yourself to sink into the pose. Let your stressors melt off of you into the mat. Breathing deeply and slowly and naturally. On your next inhale, bring the knees up. Bring your knees down, straighten out the legs all the way. Bring your arms along the side of your body, palms up, thumb and forefinger touching. Walk the shoulder blades just a little bit underneath you, really opening up the heart area, gazing softly at the ceiling or close your eyes. Now, if you like, you can stay here in this pose for a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, take a nap, whatever you like. This is Shavasana in yoga, and it's often done in silence at the very end of a practice. For today, we're going to keep moving, but you are welcome to stay here as long as you like. So on your next inhale, bend the knees, roll over onto your right side. Press yourself up, come into a comfortable seated position, maybe cross-legged, bringing the hands together in front of the heart, both sits bones connected solidly to the earth beneath you, dipping the chin slightly. I want to thank you for joining me today, for spending a little time on yoga for yourself. to connect in with your physical self, your mental self, your spiritual self, and to stretch your body so you can do more weaving. I want to wish you a beautiful rest of the day. Namaste.